Welcome to the Open Mic Podcast. We're back. We never left. You guys have never been here anyways because you're not listening. But it's fine. We're here. It's the Open Mic Podcast. As always, me and Jason. Say what's up, Jason.
Hey.
My best friend of 20 years. It's actually weed, not Jason.
Yeah.
No, actually, I've been smoking weed longer than that. But we are here in the studio or my old roommate's room today doing another episode. And today we have with us new friend Jeff Eggleston. See, I got it right. Say what's up, Jeff.
Yeah, you got it. What's up, guys?
And if you hear a child's laughter, that's just the creator of that music you just heard, Daniel Magden. Say what's up, Daniel.
What's happening, gang?
Yeah. I knew that little laugh was going to come out. That's all I wanted on recording was that laugh.
That's all anybody ever wants.
I think he fakes it, dude.
Yeah, he fakes it. He actually gets in the car and like Usual Suspects. He's like, haha, that was funny.
Yeah, exactly.
So down the road, you might end up like Eddie Murphying it and be like, that laugh was made up. I'm not going to do it anymore.
Yeah, that was a character.
I hope so. God, I wish. I would love for that to be made of. There's been so many times where I'll be at a show, I haven't gone up yet, and I'll be in the back of the room and someone's eating shit, but I'll be laughing, making me laugh.
That's the best
and then
part
they're like, who the fuck is
shit.
laughing like that? And like one time a dude like went off and just started mocking my laugh, and then I went up next and I didn't have the heart to tell him it was me. So I tried real hard not to laugh the whole time.
Yeah, you're like, don't laugh.
Yeah, but he looked at you and he knew it was you, man. Let's be honest.
We all looked at you and knew you laughed like that before.
Yeah, exactly.
I used to hide it. I used to like just not laugh.
I remember seeing you do the silent face laugh, just the... You just shake your arms and shoulders and your mouth is open like South Park.
Like a puppet that's no one controlling it.
Yeah.
You got the laugh that, especially in school, that you couldn't do it because everyone would have known it's you. Like, who's laughing? Oh, well, it's you. Okay. Who else?
That was Daniel Walker and be like, man, that's funny, y'all. That's real fucking funny.
Man, that's cool.
That's cool. Somebody hand me my cigarettes, motherfucker.
I'm going to keep that bass in my voice.
Jive ass turkey, motherfucker. Jive turkeys always come back up on this show.
Well, I don't understand why people don't use that more, because I guess it's just because it sounds so cool.
What does it mean?
It means you're a jive fucking turkey.
If you don't know, you're a jive ass turkey.
Like a jive ass turkey. So
Okay.
so jive is bullshit, and then a turkey like a chicken, like a punk. So that's some punk ass shit.
Like your meat put people to sleep, you punk ass.
But turkeys, aren't turkeys pretty aggressive? I thought turkeys were kind of aggressive.
Turkeys are kind of rough.
Yeah.
Chihuahuas are aggressive too, but they ain't that big, so they can't really do shit.
Turkeys are big though. Turkey could fuck a chihuahua up.
Probably.
Can a
Turkeys
turkey
have claws.
Can a turkey fuck a person up?
Yeah, I think a
when
turkey
I was
could
a
fuck
kid,
you.
I got fucked up by a
Could
turkey.
fuck someone up. Yeah.
You got beat up by a turkey?
Yeah, it pecked me pretty
Yeah.
heavy.
Case closed. Case closed.
Thanksgiving kicked his ass.
I feel like we'll circle back to this.
He's crying at the Thanksgiving table. Everybody's like, it's okay, we know you're gay. And he's like, no, it's the turkey.
Memories.
Turkey. How long have you been doing comedy, Jeff?
About 5 years.
About
as
5
of
years?
I guess as of 2 weeks ago, 5 years. Yeah.
Oh, we started about the same time.
Okay. Cool.
Like, we were probably eating shit in different cities at the same exact time.
Yeah.
Just cramming shit sandwiches. Do you remember any jokes from your first set?
My first set, I told a story about this time my brother and I were playing in our basement. I was Batman, he was a ninja, and so it was Batman versus the ninja. And I jumped off the couch and hit my head on the ceiling, and it got a staple in my head, and laid on the ground bleeding from my head. It wasn't.
Is this the same reaction you got?
Yeah.
I did something stupid too.
The look of confusion.
It hasn't gotten much better.
Yeah, no, I've gotten worse than my first time.
Yeah.
I did some stupid ass. I tried to do a callback. I thought it was genius, and I did at first I asked the crowd if anyone knows how to get lube out of a towel, and at the end I said something about. I did a joke about how back in the day if men wore earrings in the right ear it meant they were gay, and it was a sign to other gays of hey, I'm tagged too, let's tag each other or whatever. But at the end I said something about doing the research, and so I sucked 2 dicks and jerked a couple of guys off and just realized it was easier to wear my belt the other way. And no one laughed, but someone did stand up. I think it was Flame. He stands up and he goes, did he just say he sucked a dick?
That's the only part you took from it.
Yeah, I was like, it was research, dude. It's not gay. And then I was like, so anyone know how to get lube out of towel? And nobody cared. They were like, we're all just waiting on our turn too, asshole. Get off the stage.
They're flashing the light at you again even faster. No, get off the stage.
Yeah, you're done.
Was your first time at Arlington?
No, it was DCH.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, which is weird that Flame was there.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, but that's stupid. I watched one of my first sets recently, and it made my stomach hurt. I can't. The first one that was recorded was a Butch Lord showcase. Oof. It was bad. So bad.
I thought a lot of your first stuff was good because that was a lot of the stuff that we worked on together, but...
Yeah. You were wrong.
I guess so.
I was very wrong.
You fucking showed me.
Yeah, I showed you by eating a big shit sandwich for years. What about you, Daniel? How long have you been doing comedy?
Next week or in 2 weeks from now, I'll be at 5 years.
Okay, good. I need the exact date, so get back to us on that. We'll post on our social media. Don't worry, nobody likes it.
It would be a week after June 14th. Or June 15th.
You're a
June
Juneteenth comic, huh?
Oh, yeah, I had to celebrate the only way I could. But I was like, how can I get as many people as possible to hear me say the N-word? And then comedy began. No.
And you had a new goal.
Well, I've got some recordings of you doing it in the car, and I'm going to add it to this podcast, so that's fine. Don't worry.
I knew those were out there somewhere.
Yeah.
It's crucial for the times. So
$20 just to say it? Sure.
I was doing it for free all these years.
Hey, if you're good at something, always get paid for it. That's what my pappy say. I don't know why I talk like that.
You're pappy.
Exactly.
Oh, Snuffy Smith over here.
Well, that's actually Mexican. He
I
speaks
was about to
Spanish.
say.
Yeah.
I'll just wait for the bongita.
I don't know. It's a Scooby-Doo cartoon. Do you actually think I grew up in a cartoon?
I feel like you could have.
I feel like I have too sometimes.
Yeah. I'm sure cartoons raised you.
Yeah, basically. My favorite was remember Looney Tunes always they had to throw the one in. It was the House of Tomorrow. And it was like the year 2000 and everything in the house was automated and none of that shit's real.
I don't mean to correct you.
It
I
does
don't mean to correct you.
What?
That was Tom and Jerry.
Oh, yeah, it was Tom and Jerry. Yeah, Tom and Jerry always had those House of Tomorrow cartoons.
They were the best.
See, I'm stuttering because you corrected me. Thanks.
Yeah, stutter up prick.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of which, you brought up Looney Tunes. Did you hear that they're doing new Looney Tunes and Elmer Fudd will no longer have a gun, nor will Yosemite Sam.
They're still letting Elmer Fudd be retarded, but they're going to take the gun out of his hands.
That's why they're taking the gun out of his hands.
Yeah, they're going to put a Black Lives Matter sign in his hands.
Oh,
Hey, I hope they do. It's a good thing. I believe
other
it.
than that,
I
though,
believe it.
the art looks pretty much the same.
Yeah, it
like
looks
it's slightly
cool.
updated.
Yeah.
Like the lines are cleaner, and the jokes seem like they're pretty faithful to the original spirit. It's not like was it Looney Tunes that did like an updated version and it was like just very much like we're all in high school, like
Yeah, there was
like just some
Tiny
stupid
Toons.
update.
Tiny
There's
Toons.
Oh no, Tiny Toons was the shit.
I'm from the Tiny
No, I don't
Toons.
think. No, this was some
This was
other
just Looney
reboot,
Tunes.
some other shitty reboot they did,
Huh.
where it was all
Cartoon
talking.
Network?
There were no visual gags. Yeah, they made it like try to make it like Friends, but with Looney Tunes.
They did the
I've
same
heard-
shit with the Muppets.
I've heard a lot of jokes about this topic, but I wonder with that reboot if they're going to bring that rapist Pepe Le Pew back.
Wow, there's so many things about Looney Tunes that are so inappropriate. It's
Yeah,
not just like
politically
one or two
incorrect.
things, or
Very
three
wrong.
or four.
Yeah.
It's
Daniel was talking
Racist,
about
all that stuff. Racist, Pepe Le Pew, definitely a rapist.
Yeah.
rapist, racist,
All the wrong
retardation, gun issues,
Yeah.
Blackface.
blackface,
A lot of
Yeah, they
blackface.
did. They
Have you
did.
seen the Censored 11?
Yeah.
Yeah.
animal cruelty.
Only time I've
Yeah.
ever felt white guilt.
And also, coyotes can actually run faster than roadrunners. I looked that shit up. Roadrunners actually only run a top out at 23 miles per hour, while coyotes run up to 32 miles per hour. Fucking bullshit.
So lies, propaganda.
The biggest
There you
lie
go.
ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Media
is he-
controls your children and everything.
But he's also like smarter than the coyote, isn't that really the
With
whole
that little
deal?
bird brain.
Well,
Yeah,
the coyote
yeah.
never chases him. He always tries to go by dumbass inventions.
Yeah, exactly.
And then,
He's an idiot.
I think the
dog
real
can't
crime
do
is that he's
much.
lazy. Just do the
Yeah.
work. You can catch him, asshole.
Yeah, we're talking about Speedy Gonzalez, right?
Oh, no. Again, racisms. You
I
got
haven't podcasted
They were trying
in
to
so long.
cancel Speedy Gonzalez, but there was a backlash. I think Hispanic people like identified with him.
Yeah.
Like, no, we like him. Like,
No, we're finally represented.
Yeah.
We can't really run that fast, but hey, it's better than blackface.
You know, all this
Yeah.
trouble he did.
it's always white
Yeah.
people getting upset about
Something
Speedy
that has
Gonzalez
nothing to
or-
fucking do with them.
Well, at the
Yeah.
end of the day, his purposes served good purposes always.
He
Yeah,
always got the
racism.
cheese for the
As a
mouse.
joke. Racism as a joke.
Yeah.
You got some questions?
Yeah. We've been starting out doing like some would you rather's, and I got some kind of interesting ones here. So for all you guys, would you rather have dry skin and be dry and itchy all the time, or would you be wet and slimy feeling? This is forever.
What if I feel both in different parts of my body already?
It's got to be one or the other.
Imagine that spreading to the rest of your body.
Imagine it spreading to your body from here.
From you?
I don't get
Is that
disease.
the
I
next
give 'em.
pandemic?
Yeah.
That'd definitely be like a War of the Worlds type situation where you're fucking both are battling to stay wet or dry.
What would you guys pick?
I think I'd be dry and itchy, honestly.
Yeah.
You can deal with that, you think, better?
I just think I can get laid easier if I'm dry and itchy instead of slimy and gooey.
I'm already slimy and gooey, so I think dry and itchy would be a nice change of pace.
Well, yeah, and like scratching yourself feels good, you know. It's,
I'm
it's
already
like relieving,
I'm just
you know.
scratching my elbow as you were asking the question.
Yeah, but
dude.
like when you're like
making me
wet
itch
and
more,
slimy,
actually.
like I don't know. It's like living like the swampy air. You know, you get down.
My
down
hair's
there,
dry and itchy.
My family, like almost everyone in my family has psoriasis real bad. I'm like the only one that doesn't have to wear glasses or have psoriasis.
What's psoriasis?
It's that skin disease where it's just always dry and you have to literally put like cortisone and creams on your skin.
You might look like you have scabs. And
Yeah, it looks like you have like you've been burned or something. It's just
or
it's
scales.
skin disease.
Hepatitis skin.
Yeah, pretty much. Everybody
super
has
offensive to
hepatitis.
people that have it.
You can't cancel people who never make it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why I'm not worried.
How about would you?
What would you choose? I'm just curious.
Oh yeah, me?
Yeah.
Yeah, because Jeff, you said you'd go with itchy also, right?
Dry and itchy, yeah.
I think I would do the same thing because I actually have lived in Florida before, so I know what it's
Yeah.
like to be slimy and wet all the time. So yeah, no, I'd rather take dry and itchy because I mean you can put shit on that and it feels fine. What can you do to stop slimy? You know, if that's just the thing.
Carry a towel everywhere.
Cover
but
yourself
still,
in like
it's leaking.
powder, like talcum powder.
Yeah. I think my theory is I'd rather get people wet than be wet.
Nice.
Yeah.
I gotta say,
thought there was-
you're really thinking here, Jeff.
Yeah.
You're fucking thinking here, man.
Yeah, dude.
All right.
Analytical mind. What can I say?
I like it.
We're
I
the
like it.
opposite.
Opposite attract.
Would you guys rather have all the traffic lights you approach be green or never have to stand in line again?
Line, never have to stand
I think
in line.
stand in line,
I get so
honestly,
annoyed
yeah.
in line.
Yeah.
People asking stupid questions, not being prepared.
And
Yeah.
the convenience of every light's green now.
Yeah.
You hit it right as it's green. Oh, you're gonna pick the line or
Yeah,
the
I
green?
pick the line. I
you're
don't
gonna
want to
pick the
stand in line anymore. I fucking hate standing in
Okay,
line.
so that means you'll take the green
I
line.
get in a situation in line. I've told that story twice in the podcast already about the guy who was trying to make me look
Yeah.
racist when he was just coughing, and I was like, please step away.
Well, people always ask me when I'm in line if I'm in line, and I'm like, no. I even tell them too. I'm like, no, I'm just fucking standing here for no reason.
No, I'm a fucking idiot. You want to be an idiot behind me? We'll start a line here for the fucking idiots.
I see a trend, I follow it. I see someone standing there, I gotta.
I want to get something. What do they have? Yeah.
What's a line? That sounds fun.
Yeah.
What would you pick, Jeff?
I don't even drive that much, so I definitely eliminate standing in line. I don't want to stand in line.
So
I'm
you'd be
legally
good.
not allowed
Sucks.
to drive.
Yeah.
So. If I go
Well,
to
neither am
Disneyland-
I, but I still do it.
Oh man.
Are you epileptic?
No, I'm just a felon. No.
I've had a license since 2002.
Damn.
Yeah, I
holy
can't
shit.
re-register my car ever because I owe toll tag money too. So every year I just get a new car.
I'm just gonna go and lock my car from you traffic criminals here. All right, hold on.
I'm not in trouble for stealing cars. I'm in trouble for having one.
Yeah, close enough. Traffic criminals, my car.
He's just too good of a consumer,
Yeah,
you know?
I'm stimulating the economy here.
I have one more. Would you rather?
Yeah.
Okay. Would you rather have one real get out of jail free card or a key that opens any door anywhere just once?
I feel like that's almost the same.
Yeah, because
But getting out of jail, though, they can grab you, throw you back in. The key only works
Yeah.
once, like you just said.
Your escape
That's
would
a
have
good
to be
twist.
more elaborate if you had the key.
what door do I need to get in that
This is
fucking back?
I think you might not be thinking broad enough now. This could be a key to a safe somewhere. This could be a key to
That's what I'm thinking.
a house, a car.
I literally started
anything.
thinking, what can I steal with this key? Because I'm a scumbag.
It totally involves stealing.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Why else?
Yeah, but if you're talking about
That's
stealing
funny.
though, wouldn't you just be able to steal what you wanted to steal and then use your get out of jail
That's
free
what I'm
card to?
thinking.
But you get
Commit a
one
better
get out of jail
crime.
free card. The key's forever.
Well,
On
pull out
every
the
door
old
once.
No. The key is one time.
Oh, just one
Fuck
time?
that
One
key,
year.
dude.
Fuck
Fuck
that
that
key.
key.
You can still get caught.
Get out jail free. I'll rob somebody, hide the money, let them take
Exactly.
the little back, and then I'll get out.
Yes.
You know, I think this might depend on who you know in each one of your lives. Because, like, you know, if you might know somebody, like, well, I know where there's a fucking safe with, like,
You got me itching
Oh,
now. Can you hear that?
yeah.
you
Wait,
know?
could the key be like a password? Because I got a friend with a lot of Bitcoin.
We'll just say it's,
You
it's,
know?
Oh, yeah. Well,
Like,
it's
a
the
pass key,
access.
you know?
It is a pass. So, a key.
Well,
That's a key.
okay, well, because Bitcoin's untraceable, that would be a pretty ultimate.
Bitcoin
ultimate
is
heist.
very traceable.
No.
Monero's untraceable.
No, because they don't even know how to make it. They don't even know the guy who made it.
No.
Yeah, they don't even know. They know
They
about.
don't even know who invented
What do I know? I
Bitcoin.
just buy drugs on the internet. What do I know?
And do you get traced?
No.
Well, there you go. There you
Because
go.
you don't use Bitcoin. Only fools use Bitcoin unless you tumble it. That's how you get.
I thought you used Bitcoin to do it.
No, dude, Bitcoin you buy with your credit card.
You only gamble with Bitcoin.
Yeah, I gamble with Bitcoin. That's different.
Because it's not real.
Yeah, who cares?
Just like paper money.
Exactly.
It's real. It's all fake. I don't know what Bitcoin is.
I have no clue, really.
Nobody does.
I know I put money on
look into it. Yeah.
I read a different story about what it is every day and who created it and all that. But they said that they don't actually know the guy that created it, but they do know something about him from high school, they said. And it's like, well, then how do you not fucking know
He
him?
went to a different school. You don't know him.
Oh.
No, he's just they truly don't know who it is, man. They try to track him down and.
Well, that guy
He's
probably
just
knows
too
his
good.
shit, but some 17-year-old who's trying to buy Oxycontin online, they're not gonna know how to fucking do all that shit.
I thought you were
They can get
23.
traced.
We're talking about you in the story. You're the character in the story. Yeah.
Just as the way he laughs, he spilled water on himself.
Looks like a pee-pee now.
And he said pee-pee.
All right. Lots of good sound bites today.
Yeah.
This is not a would you rather, but what's like one of the more annoying, like, or even cliche, like just things that people would say, like annoying, like a saying they would say. Like, I'll give an example. Like, I just keep reading this with dumbass people saying this: play stupid games, win dumb or play stupid games, win dumb prizes.
I think what you just said is pretty fucking dumb.
Listen, I thought of a couple, so obviously you guys can't use any of mine. But look, can't win for losing.
What?
Who are you talking to?
Can't win
Where are
for
you
losing?
hearing these?
You've heard that shit so many
Yeah,
times.
I know.
heard that.
And the voice you did, you know who I'm thinking about.
I do. And how about this? How about when they fuck up that saying and they go, can't win for trying?
Yeah, that's the only way you win, you fucking idiot.
I have one more. That's what about when somebody says, like, hey, like, how's it going? How you feeling, man? They're like, oh man, I'm tired as a one-legged man in an ass-kicking contest.
How do you even get entered? Right? Isn't the requirement to have two legs?
Well, no, you
Like,
just
if
be able to
it's
kick
an
ass. You could train. You could train for ages. You know.
So what's like an annoying saying like that you might hear regularly?
I just
Agree
hate
to disagree.
Ooh.
agree to disagree. I hate that one too. I hate vice versa. I hate when people say that. Vice versa.
Is it actually vice versa?
Yeah, it's vice versa. It's not vice versa.
Vica versa?
Are you? What you?
I don't know. That's like when people say etc. Or
Yes.
or
Etc.
or
It's
realtor
etc.
or
Etc.
refrigerator.
Refrigerator. I got to get it from the refrigerator.
Etc.
Yeah.
That's
Or
why
what
it's
about
ETC is a shortened version. It's etc.
what about espresso?
Say that again.
Espresso,
Yeah.
right?
I'll take an espresso.
I hate
We don't have
espresso.
that.
I don't. What's
For-
wrong with that? I don't. What's
It's not how it's spelled. It's not how it's pronounced.
espresso?
No, it's
It's
espresso.
Espresso.
Yeah.
Espresso.
I thought that's just because everybody who orders it has a
Yeah.
lisp.
I'm Pompadour, so Italian is
I can tell that you're an overly assumptive guy.
Yeah,
I thought of one I hate.
It's called filled with hate.
When people say for all intensive purposes,
Oh my
that
God.
sounds like rash cream for an STD.
Yeah.
Like intensive purposes, like this just sounds too, what do we call it?
Prescription only.
Yeah, like prescription only, but it just sounds too personal.
Sounds real outpatient-y.
Yeah, intensive purposes. Like I intensely want to get rid of this rash.
Yeah.
What are you fucking talking about?
Do you have a favorite saying?
I don't know. I say a lot of things. I have a lot of stupid sayings.
I have one saying I find myself particularly saying a lot.
What?
Wish in one hand, shit in the other. See which one fills up faster. Because I got a bunch of people asking me for shit.
Yeah.
So-
So I'm looking for a new co-host if you guys want.
No, they don't live here, so.
That's okay. We'll do it through Zoom. I don't know. I say a lot of sayings, but I like to make up my own sayings. I'm blanking right now. I can't think of any. By the end of this, I'll think of it and bring them back up. But
Okay.
I think of a lot of stupid sayings like that. Like, I know I've said that one on here before. If you want to make an omelet, got to kill some strangers.
There's that.
Yeah, I think that's probably one of my favorites.
I'm sure if you guys are pretty good friends, I'm sure you probably have something on the forefront of each one of your minds that the other one probably says more often than not as a saying.
I mean, not really. Daniel just likes smoking weed. I don't really know what his saying is. You know,
Well, this whole
his
thing
laugh, I guess.
this whole thing didn't turn into telling on each other.
Yeah.
Telling on yourself.
No.
Tell me off the air, and I'll say it next week.
I had another question. All right. So, what's the dumbest way you've ever been injured?
There's a lot of dumb ways I've been injured. Most of the ways I've been injured are dumb.
Let's
From
get
the
into
motorcycle wreck, I think the dumbest was, for me, I was wiring a street light on like a shed my dad had behind our house.
How old were you?
I was like 16,
That's smart.
15.
You were
Okay.
wiring a
Yeah.
street light.
Yeah, I was wiring a street light, and
I can't get my 16-year-old to take out the fucking trash. You're wiring a street light.
well, you don't hit your kid. My dad beat the shit out of me and split my head open multiple times.
Oh.
So, hey, you want me to wire a street light? I don't know how, but I'll fucking do it. Whatever you want.
Just don't hit me.
No, I don't need a ladder. I can get up there. It's fine. That's fine. That's fine. You just go inside. Just go inside, have a beer, relax. I'll take care of everything. That's fine. I'll figure it out. I'll read something. There's no internet yet, but I'll invent it. I'll look it up, and then I'll wire it up.
No, I won't wait for it to stop raining.
Oh yeah, I'll build you a new house too. Whatever you want. Yeah, sure. Whatever you want, sir. But no, I'm wiring this light, and I get up on the roof, and because it's like on a big lamp post, and the old one went bad, and I'm up there, and it's literally like 3 wires. It's actually pretty simple. I figured out once I took the old one off. I didn't know anything fucking about it, but I take it off, and I tell him, hey, cut the power so I can grab the wires and hook up the new one. And a few minutes later, he's like, all right, the power's off. And I grab it, and the power's not off. And I get electrocuted, and I fall off of the roof. And this is
How
like a
high up
shed
were you?
it's like a shed the same size as the house. Like, my dad used to drink beer and play pool in the shed. It was like one he built on our property.
So like it was like an 80s movie, like a puff of smoke and backwards,
Yeah.
you flying off the house.
Yeah. Well, my dad was well off. I was bleeding. a lot.
Hey, get up, boy.
Yeah, that's not even like the worst thing he's ever done. But yeah, I come to, like, you can't let go of it. I've been electrocuted several times,
Yeah.
but I couldn't let go, and I'm trying to like turn it over. I'm like, I can't talk, and I fall to the ground, and I land like just straight on my back. I just back flop right on the ground. And he's standing over me laughing, and I'm trying to talk, and I'm like, it's not fun. I'm dying. Call the ambulance. And it was a joke. He did it on purpose. Either it was a joke or he was mad for something else.
That's
There was no
real funny.
Yeah, it was hilarious.
Classic.
How about you guys?
The old classic child abuse. bit.
Yeah.
I'm
We
curious,
all love
Daniel.
that.
What's the worst injury you've had, Daniel?
Honestly, I've never broken a bone or like really hurt myself.
What about
trying to think.
mentally?
Oh yeah, it got the funniest way that I got hurt, and I've told this on my podcast. You might maybe on the episode you were on, but no one listens to that anymore, so it's okay.
I'll make a deal. You guys listen to ours, we'll listen to yours.
Gotcha, man.
All right.
I haven't
We'll
done
always,
it.
we'll
so
always
it's also
play it, turn the volume down, and just let the episodes play over the night.
I
for
could
us.
care less. dude.
Yeah.
There was a band that did that called Wolfpack on Spotify. They made a silent album at like the minimum length for like a certain stream
Yeah.
length, and they just told all their fans to play it overnight, and they funded their whole tour
Nice.
with Sleepify, they called it. And
That's
then it made
fucking
it forced Spotify to like change their algorithms and like change their rules.
I was gonna say that had to have changed.
Oh yeah, they gamed the system, man.
I know a guy that he has he just keeps creating emails. He's got a bunch of cell phones that aren't activated, and if you pay him, he'll do that with your album, your podcast, whatever. He'll just play it over on all these phones at once, over and over.
Whoa,
We
one
need-
man
we need-
stream farm.
Yeah, I just realized I need to hit him.
Yeah,
up
we need to
tonight.
hit him up.
Text him here in a minute.
So
Another way you could do that though, just from past experience, for like I used to do this with SoundCloud, just because I thought it'd be funny. Like I thought, because I would make like dumbass songs. I thought just as a bit, I was like, it'd be really funny if like all my other songs had like 3 listens and this one had like 10,000. So I would just go and like use a VPN and open up like 3 different windows, each of them with a different location, and then you can set a refresh timer. So like every 5 seconds it'll refresh with a new location. So instead of it just being the same, because if it's like the same 3 IP addresses, and most things will flag it.
Yeah.
I got CyberGhost, so I have access to like 300.
Yeah, let's not say too much more about it on here. Let's just have
I just told you how to rank the system.
Nice. So how'd you get hurt?
Okay, so
That's what we were talking
in
about.
middle school shop class.
Thanks for the scam.
Absolutely. Gotta let you know. Also, little fun news, guys. Reefer Sadness just went #1 on iTunes. Just purely coincidence. No, it's
Well, since you came on here, it's went back to
very big in Bolivia, apparently. I don't know.
Scandinavia over here.
But in middle school shop class, they would get in Missouri. They would just give all these like children power drills and then just leave them unsupervised. So we would pretend they were our penises and then fight each other. It was pretty fucking funny. And I was at shop class. I was just like sanding down some wood, making a cross for my family. Because
Or
that's
to burn in some family's yard. Because you're in Missouri. I see you.
I was thinking more so you was the one day you got serious. You're like, I'm actually going to do something today. Yeah.
Next time you tell the story, say birdhouse. Don't say cross anything. Say
Too
birdhouse.
easy, right?
But so I was making it, and then my friend like we would always run up to each other and we would like pretend the power drill was a dick. We'd be like, I'm fucking you, and we would laugh and laugh and laugh.
Good old times.
Dude, nothing will ever be funnier than pretending we were sodomizing each other. And one time my friend went up to do that, and the power drill accidentally or purposely, who knows, went through my pants and into my asshole, and it shredded my asshole up a little bit.
Like right in the wrinkle.
Like right in there. Like not too far deep, like just in there deep enough to be in my asshole.
Didn't
but not
get in the
deep
chili,
enough to
but
do
it definitely made
serious
the ring larger.
Hey.
Let's just say I bleed a lot when I poo.
And he also can't come until he's got a power drill.
It made a thing for him. Yeah.
I have a very specific kink. But then I had to go to the ER, and I'll never forget. Because I tried to go to basketball practice that night, and my coach was like, "Why are you so slow right now?" I was like, Cohen shoved a drill in my asshole.
No big deal.
Lean down my ass, it's fine. Yellow Gatorade again. I'm going to the ER, coach.
but they told my family, and my family made me go to the ER. And I'll never forget the nurse just coming out like just super confused, like, "So you sat on it?" I was like, "Not exactly,
ma'am. That's not our favorite position. I'm more of a top."
But that's how I got raped in the 21st century.
All right,
like George Jetson.
That works well.
Like George Jetson. You know what about you, Jeff?
I should have told you to wait for mine.
Moving right along, yeah.
Dude, honestly, I feel pretty lame, dude. I haven't had any like major injuries. I sprained my ankles a whole bunch. I went to school for musical theater, and I failed the first year of dance class.
Well, you said musical theater, so you're still failing.
Yeah. No, I acted in several regional theaters, and I made money doing it.
Credentials.
Yeah, exactly. I studied Shakespeare at the Globe, damn it.
Well, selling weed in the bathroom during your play doesn't count. It's paid to act.
Yeah, well, you'd make more money than if you were acting, for sure. But so I failed the first year of dancing, and I had to take the test again at the end of my second year of school. And the day before the test, I was practicing for the dance, and I sprained my ankle really bad. And so I couldn't take the test, and they almost kicked me out. That's how bad I was at dancing, dude.
Cool.
Yeah. But other than that, like, dude, I haven't broken any bones or hurt myself, really.
Well, if you need that, I know a guy.
Yeah, is it you? Do you know?
It's him.
I can't say, but definitely yes.
Oh, okay, cool. Off the air, we'll talk about it.
Just keep talking about my dad, and I'll be able to.
I have kind of a funny thing. It wasn't. I didn't hurt myself, but I ended up hurting somebody else on accident. Where I was at a temporary job, and I was like, helping for the day labor or whatever. And it was a place that dug holes for whatever septic tanks or something. And the guy that I was with, I remember he told me to go up on the arm of the truck and like get some shit. And he was standing right there below me. His own fault. Okay. And whatever I did jumbled something, and it was like, you've seen these wrenches that are like that big.
Those giant torque wrenches.
Yeah.
A big wrench. It fell from like a 10-foot drop on the arm of that truck. Right on his forehead.
Oh my god.
And this guy, it's funny because my wife and my kids, when we talk about it now, we laugh every time when I do this, but it's the second it hit him in the head, he goes, chicken to mother! Like that. And it was just, he ended up leaving me there on the job site.
Well, yeah.
Tried to go to the hospital.
Yeah.
I think he was going to kill me. Otherwise.
But then he forgot.
Yeah, luckily. Yeah, I took care of that problem. I ended up
he also forgot who his wife was and his kids.
I never
home now.
I never drove a cement truck until that day, but I learned really fast how to do it. Luckily I already know how to drive a stick shift from, I was like a normal kid in high school in my years with a stick shift.
Yeah. That's what I learned to drive too.
And
only it was my uncle's and he didn't have a car.
See, if I was a kid from now and that shit happened, I'd be like, how the fuck do I get out of here?
Yeah.
What is this?
So my dad dropped me off at my uncle's house when I was like 12. He's like, follow me home. And then he took off and it was a stick shift. And I kept trying to put it in reverse when I was trying to put it like in third gear.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I fucked that truck up bad. And then I had to walk the rest of the way home.
I still don't fully understand how to drive a stick shift. Somebody taught me, and I
Well, they didn't
Never
teach you.
learned.
Yeah.
Never learned. My dad gave up first try. First try he gave up.
If I had to pick one of you two guys of knowing how to drive a stick shift, I would have thought that you would have.
Yeah, I look really cool.
Well, no, I'm going to say it's a little bit of the looks, but it's the way you carry yourself that it seems almost embarrassing for you to not know how to drive a stick.
Yeah, it's embarrassing that I sprained my ankle in dance class. It's also embarrassing that I can't
It's embarrassing that you told us on this podcast. I'm embarrassed now.
Yeah, well,
This is the whole get to know you
Hey,
process.
you gotta live through it, right? Live through your pain.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you die.
Or just don't talk about it.
Yeah, that's probably better.
I like the laugh now, cry later.
Or just say you got beat up saving a child in a fire or something.
Yeah, okay.
You can lie. I don't know you. You just lie to me.
Yeah, do I look like that too? Look like a
no,
stick
no.
shift driving, child saving,
No.
dancing.
You look like a child molester.
Well, I wouldn't go that far. I would say you would definitely be the guy that's like, hey, somebody should go help those kids.
And you set the building on fire when your blood fell out of your hand when you're sleeping on the couch.
Oops.
Yeah. My bad. Let's move on. Do you want to do the open mic?
Sure, man.
Let's do it.
Well, it's my podcast. We're going to do it anyway. So we're going to spin the wheel. If you want to go first, Daniel, give it a good hard spin, and we'll just round table whatever topic. Unless we don't like the topic, then we'll just spin again.
I bet.
Because we can do whatever we want.
Yeah.
It's a spinning free reign.
You can do whatever you want, free reign. You can ask us a question, do a joke from your set, a new joke you haven't done yet. Whatever you want.
Free reign. Is that like...
You can beatbox a beat.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is my skill. Is be all
Boom
those
pop.
beats
He's
I
what
made
they
for
call
this.
boom pop.
Boo, boo, chika, boo, 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 chika. That's me. When I see
really good.
free reign, I just think of like I don't know. So I started to go an anti-Semitic route there, but I didn't know how to. I didn't know how to
This is
land
the
it.
place to do it. No one's listening.
I didn't know how to
It's
land
fine.
it though. I see free reign. I just imagine like, oh, it could rain for free. No.
I paid nothing for these droplets. Good thing is it's raining. This bagel was dry.
You know what? Just because I haven't got to it over just because I mentioned anti-Semitism, I'll do a joke I wrote like a week ago.
Sure.
Because it's on topic. Because people talk about how like Walt Disney was anti-Semitic. You know.
Or a hero.
Well, I think it's pretty obvious he was. Because like if you look at like his early work, like did you guys know that the original name for Mickey Mouse was Mortimer, that dirty fucking Jew rat? Did you guys know that? Did you know that?
I didn't know. I had no
That
idea.
fun piece of trivia.
I wonder why he changed it. That's
Well, for the times, it was really relevant. So, I mean, it was very acceptable.
Yeah.
I mean, that, and also
it's
having
Hollywood,
people that, like, actually looked like eggplants with eyes, you know? Yeah, so. Very appropriate for the time.
like you said, can't cancel us if we never make it.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't draw it, man. I just commentaried on it. That's all I did, you know? So.
If I haven't gotten canceled yet for the things I've said on my own show.
Daniel,
I did get canceled. What?
He's desperate to get canceled, man. He wants it so bad. He talks about it more than anyone I know.
I feel like being canceled is like a rite of passage, like getting banned from your home club. Like one of them's got to happen eventually.
Like shock podcaster with a canceled show.
Don't hope both at the same time. That's
Yeah.
not, that means you fucked up. That means you really did something.
Or you're really gonna make it.
It sounds like it's teeter-tottering a fine line, one way or the other.
Yeah, I'm just gonna cancel myself. I'm staying home.
Dude, that's a good strategy. Cancel yourself, make yourself controversial.
Yeah, beat them to the punch. That's why I do fat jokes at the beginning of my set. That way they can't think, man, he's so fat.
It's done.
They're still
It's out of the way.
Why isn't he talking about it?
Ugh. Why is he not eating a sandwich? Oh, he is. He is eating a sandwich. Look at that fat fuck. He stopped his own joke to eat a meatball. Look at him. They're reinforcing the stage.
That would be pretty funny. Is that a rule? Can you eat on stage?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
I think if you do it, if you drop like a crumb or a piece of tomato or something, be like, I'm gonna get it.
I've taken nachos off someone's table in the front row before.
That's
Just
funny.
they were heckling, so I started eating their food, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Fuck, you ruined my job anyways. Give me the nachos, bitch."
This is pre-virus days.
Yeah.
This is when you could do that and it wasn't a terrorist threat.
I feel like you could still do that in Texas, though. You'd probably still get away with that, even mid-virus, man.
You think I could? Well, I'm going to try it out this week.
Yeah, do it.
Hyenas in Fort Worth on third. No.
This will be out in like 3 weeks.
Yeah,
after,
exactly.
After you've already bombed 4 times.
Yeah. They're only booking me once this week.
Oh,
They're not giving me a week.
Yeah, good for you. And then, at least you get to bomb. I haven't booked me yet. No, I'll be there next month. But do you have a new joke you want to do or anything, or do you want to do a spin?
New joke. I could play you guys a song if you would be into that, but
You can just
He's
spin
a
it.
GC.
yeah, I'm a
you can just
GC.
spin it.
Yeah.
You can spend it.
Yeah. All right. Here we go.
Whichever way, left or right, your body, your choice.
Would you rather?
Would you rather?
Yeah, we did some would you rather.
We
Oh,
just
wait,
did
spin
everything.
again?
Yeah,
All
spin
right.
again.
Bad romance.
Bad romance.
Bad romance, bad dates, anything like that.
Bad dates. Bad dates. I went on a first date with a girl and got in a car accident turning into the movie theater parking lot once.
Wow.
It was not a great first date.
Sets a bad precedent.
Yeah. What'd you say?
You still fuck her?
Yeah, not that night, but later.
Before the ambulance came.
Oh, no, it was very minor. Like I said earlier, no major injuries.
Yeah, weirdly, she was still bleeding down there, though.
Yeah.
She kept saying something about getting his red stripes. Thought she just wanted a beer.
She was Jamaican. I mean, it wasn't that big of a jump, is what I'm saying.
Everything be airy.
No, everything bloody.
Blood clot.
Do you have any bad dates, or have you ever had a date, Daniel?
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, that sounds really very short.
I'll tell you about the time because I mean, truthfully, I haven't had a girlfriend since I was in high school. But granted, that was only 5 years ago. But it's when I started comedy, and I was like, I don't need pussy, I need jokes. And
Right. That's what
jokes
you decided.
will bring the pussy.
Yeah.
And plus,
That is what I thought.
I'll have sex with other female comedians.
There were none.
Don't do that. I know from experience, dude.
I learned very well recently. Don't shit where you eat. I'll tell. Do you want the story of how I lost my virginity? That was a pretty bad time.
We love a coming of age story.
Hey, there was no coming. It was
There was no coming?
No, because what
You're
happened?
still a virgin, dude.
I came eventually.
When you got home later that night.
Story of my life. I'll come eventually.
But in the house I lived in, this was 2 days after my 18th birthday. I'll never forget it. In the house I used to live in, there was this playhouse we had, and we would go and get drunk in it and break shit. And there was we broke a light in, and there was just broken glass everywhere. And that's coincidentally where this lady wanted to have sex with me.
Right where the broken glass is.
Well, she didn't know about that. You see, because
Wait, this was another house, not the house you lived in?
not the house. No, this was at my parents' house, and we had this playhouse out back.
Oh,
And
okay.
the kids went on
In
there.
the playhouse.
Yeah, the
Show me on me where she touches it.
I'm feeling like what was going on with your dad for having the playhouse with the other kids?
I don't know, man. I was adopted. I'm not gonna ask questions. I was just happy to be there.
Literally the redheaded stepchild.
Yeah. He would say that anytime people were gathered, I got one.
He bought you just for the joke.
Yes.
Yeah.
Got me a ginger.
Yeah.
And a
bought you
distract
like a
from his
ripe
secret
apple.
family, but that's a story for another time.
So you're in this playhouse with who's this lady?
There's this girl I went to high school with, and I don't remember her name honestly. But she was a whore, and
Well, let's just say still is.
yeah, I don't know what happened to her.
Makes it more interesting because now we want to find her.
Well, 5 years. Old habits don't die fast.
You were a whore at 18, 23. Oh my god.
You're in your prime of whoredom.
Yeah.
Definitely.
She's definitely ramped up to whore power right now. She's fucking.
Her whore meter
You
is
don't go from whore to not whore in 5 years.
She's
It takes
she's
a lot longer.
a level up whore for
Yeah.
sure. She's leveled up.
It takes more than 5 years of whoring to decide you don't want to be a whore anymore, but it's too late because a whore is always a whore. I'm sorry.
You gotta go at least 10 years. But granted, when she was 18, she was probably 3, 4, 5 years into being a whore already.
Well, I feel like if it's going to be this short of time too, I think that she has to at least have 3 kids to possibly start thinking about not being a whore anymore.
That's
But
true.
You never know.
By 3 different dads.
Yes.
My sister has 3 kids by 3 different dads.
Really?
But she doesn't listen to this podcast, so fuck her.
Oh, okay.
I was going to give her a shout out, but
Yeah, I know. But anyways,
But I was laying with this lady, and she, and so I
just
was.
hold on. Just your voice saying, I was laying with this lady. And I don't mean to make fun of you so much because I love you, Daniel, but I can't wait. That's Laying with a Lady is the name of this podcast episode
He
now.
loves that phrase. I was laying with a lady, so there I was.
I think we can all do it. I was laying with this lady.
You sound like you're doing Johnny Carson impersonation. It's hilarious. So you're laying with a lady.
And let me tell you, things were pretty swell. I was like, hey, this whole.
We're going to have to let this play out.
Yeah.
It's just going to have to play out, all right?
You're in a dollhouse laying a lady.
Yes.
Here's
Laying
a,
with a lady.
do you need a
Things are
mask?
going swell.
And, I was like, oh, this fucking thing's pretty neat. And she let me raw her first time. That's pretty cool. I'll never forget.
Sans condom.
Yeah.
Oh, I know what it meant. It was how he said it.
And I looked down, because I wasn't making eye contact. I don't do that. And I looked down, and this poor gal was crying. And I was like, oh, shit, what did I do? Oh, God, no. And that's the thing. I stopped. I was like, what's wrong? What did I do? And she goes, I'm laying on grass. I'm laying on broken glass right now. It's cutting into my back.
And that's not the thing that feels the worst.
Well, then I sort of go, should I keep going?
Are you going to be fast?
I was like, do I finish? What's the protocol?
How much glass?
You know what? She got up. It wasn't that much. It was. I think she just had something going on at home or something. I don't know. There was something.
You had the thoughts of having sex with you when she got home.
So this is more to the story of what added to the trend of her whoredom. Now she's a cutter too.
Well, he gave her first cuts.
She's scarred from you.
Yeah.
Cold cuts from a lover.
Nothing like the first time.
No, she's
Chasing
dead
that
now.
forever. Oh.
No.
Yeah, she's still chasing that dragon. She can't come until she cuts herself now.
Oh my God.
So she stabs. And then I have to say, when you said she let you raw her, it made me think of you eating just raw meats. Like,
It was
hot
weird.
dogs.
It was weird that you used raw as a verb. Like, I am rawing you. That's
what they say.
Sounds like you're
Who's
scaling. Sounds like you're scaling a fish for a
That's what the
barbecue.
horse say.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna say, I think technically we're they right now. I mean, you went raw on her.
I went
You went raw dog.
I
Raw dog.
Yeah, that's
See,
I
I-
don't know,
that's
raw
all-
dog sounds more right. Like I raw dogged her.
Or
Yeah.
went raw.
But
You know,
then it's-
going raw is the adjective, but using raw as the verb was what threw me off.
I think saying you raw dog someone though is kind of demeaning. You can't. Is like,
Oh, yeah, but that's-
I fucked her
because-
like she was an animal.
Well,
Why are you fucking animals?
there's definitely a symbolism to it.
Well, we
yeah.
call women bitches all the time.
Well, I don't.
Oh, you
Yeah,
don't?
you-
Oh, yeah, me neither. Yeah, they do. They do the same thing. Yeah.
That's a different they now. Yeah.
I call them skifoozles because no one knows what that means, and I saw it
Right.
on Sopranos. Shut up, North.
Alfredo.
What is it? What
It's
is
Bad
it?
Romance.
Bad Romance again? All right.
Oh, perfect.
Oops, I sharded. I think we did this one last time, but I've sharded many times.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
that's
Oh
it.
yeah.
You
I don't
don't
have
be
just
shorting
one
shards.
shard incident. No.
You two fellas.
I'm sharding right now.
Well, I had to get here quickly. So.
I actually almost sharded today, but I had my pants down already, so it was okay. But I've been doing like a low carb thing, like we were talking before we started. And I actually went out to dinner with this girl last night. We went to a fondue place, and I ate a bunch of carbs. I haven't had that many carbs at once in like probably a month or so. And my stomach's been fucked up all day long. And I just took a shit this morning. I took a shit in the bathroom, and I'm standing there, and I've already cleaned up, and I'm ready to like pull my pants up and get out of the bathroom. And I like bent over, and like I had a fart that was stuck. You know, if you just crouch, it like compresses the fart and pushes it out. Right? It's like a factory. I don't know, but
Time to go.
I farted, and I felt another fart, and luckily I'm still standing like kind of over the toilet, and it just popped out of poop, and I just heard a floop. And just landed right in. So I sharded,
whoa.
but luckily not in my pants.
And that's proof that there's a God.
Wait, like a solid shart though?
That was a
Sort
I
of.
guess the only time I've sharted,
there was
it's been liquid.
Well, there was a
You
little
know,
on
like-
the seat. I didn't say it was completely clean.
Oh, okay,
I still
gotcha,
heard a
gotcha.
fluke. I was
Trying to
high
make a better
enough
story.
that-
Yeah. Well, it may have been like the crispy edge getting shot out by
Yeah.
the cannon of liquid or
Yeah, it was
something.
the burn end. It was the burn end of my shit brisket. Never having those again.
No, never again.
Fondue was great though. I definitely recommend. It takes forever to get though.
What is fun?
It's just like the first thing you
shark?
bring out, like they melt cheese on your table, like in a pot, and then you like dip breads or vegetables in it if you're a pussy, and then
I feel like
Applebee's
it's
is
like
that?
Korean barbecue. Like,
Korean barbecue.
Oh
but
wait,
for
no,
white
it's a shit.
people.
You got a steak. You stick the.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I know.
And then you
what
pick
that is,
meats and they bring it out, and you can either choose to put it on a grill or I did the one. I didn't know which one I was picking, but they brought a little pot out with like hot grease. I like fried up some shrimp and some beef in there, and then they give you all these sauces to dip it in, and it gives you the shits. Like I have the shits real bad. I've got like 5 times a day.
cheese is supposed to stop you from shitting, but it's got all kinds of other shit. in it.
All those. I had some curry sauce, and there's nothing stopping curry from shooting through you.
No, that's lubing up the pipes.
Yeah. It like turns your shits into like a bank robber who's got to get out of his house.
That's my favorite part about it, dude.
You know,
This thing's moving.
Yeah.
since we're talking about most recent shards, I'll tell you, it was like probably about a month ago. I have 2 cats and a dog, and I just go to the bathroom freely with them, and not like
Not on them.
yeah. So they're in the room, whatever. I'm pissing, standing there doing my deal, and I felt it was the morning. I was like, I felt a fart, so I was just like, let me go and just shoot that out, and man, my fucking underwear was full. It was like fucking spongy, like a real spongy fucking soft serve cake.
It was like a bunk cake in his pants.
And I knew instantly. I didn't even have to run the swipe check or anything. I knew instantly it was loaded, and I was just like, fuck. And I looked at the 2 cats and the dog, and I was like, you guys gotta go. And I had to clean it. It was gross.
Yeah, that's pretty gross.
That's pretty gross, yeah.
Do you ever do this, just real quick before we get to Jeff's story? Like, I have a new puppy, and I have to take her outside and walk her to get her to shit and pee, which is fine. But I pee outside a lot. I already do that. But has your dogs or you guys ever have a pet that keeps running into your stream of pee? I'm turning while I'm peeing to get away, and it's like she wants to be in my pee. She just keeps running through my stream.
It might be the puppy thing, because my 4-year-old dog doesn't do that.
Yeah.
She knows whenever I start pissing, she looks at me like, hey, why the fuck you doing that out here?
Yeah, I peed outside your house, and she stays away. She's like, oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
I like some privacy myself, too.
Hey, corner's occupied. I get it. You ever
Oh, yeah.
start yourself?
Yeah, I was in middle school in the lunchroom, just sitting hanging out, thought I had to fart, and then my pants were full, dude. And the smell, instantly the smell, dude, cut
It takes
through,
no time.
dude, it cut through, because middle school lunchrooms kind of have, a smell, a gross smell.
Those kids food,
But it
yeah.
cut right through that, dude.
Smells
And
like
everyone at the
pussy
table looked at me and slid. It was like synchronized. It was just I was the bottom of the Red Sea. It was dark. and so
Your bottom was
and
the
they're
Red
like,
Sea.
oh, that smells. I was like, oh yeah, and I knew, I was like, oh yeah, bad fart. And then I'm sitting there I don't know what to do, and luckily by the grace of whatever God exists, the bell rang, and I got to go to the bathroom and clean up a little bit before I went to the office, and just kind of whispered to the lady. I was like, I pooped my pants. And her eyes, she was bored at work or whatever. Her eyes just went wide, wider than any adult's eyes I'd ever seen.
She's like, finally some action.
Yeah. So my mom came and got me, dude. It was horrible, but nobody ever brought it up. I hid the fact that I violently shit my pants in the lunchroom.
So nobody ever said,
No.
there wasn't the rumor Jeff pooped his pants at school
No,
or anything
I somehow avoided all of that, dude.
Okay.
You're so lucky you didn't have an older brother.
Yeah.
His kids would have known.
Oh, yeah.
He would have
Your
told
brother
people.
would have told, even if he didn't go to that school, he would come to your school
Yeah.
or wait outside and tell people.
Just to tell people.
Yeah.
Yeah,
My brother told people that even though I didn't shit myself. Did I tell that last week about the chick that kept showing up at our house, my brother, when we were a kid that wanted to see my brother, Robin?
Yeah.
Yeah, he would do shit like that. He was talking to a girl once, and eating a popsicle, and he taught me to hit on girls you bring to the house, and I put my hand on her leg. I was 6 or 7. He's 17, and he just walks by and embarrassed me. Hits the popsicle, hits me in the tooth. I started crying, and he goes, "Yeah, he still shits himself and pisses the bed." And I was like, "Why? I'm already crying." How are we doing on time over there?
I mean, we're looking good. We're 47.
Let's move on to some true
Wait,
crime.
I got a good shark
got one?
story.
Oh, yeah.
Of course you have a good short story.
How in the hell did you miss him?
I'm sorry. I almost shit on your story.
Jeff's a much better guest than I am. He's doing a lot better than us.
He's
He's
bright
doing that-
motherfucking red.
Yeah. Warning signs right here.
I'm just here to giggle, really. But I was getting on a plane one time. I was 10 or 11. And as I was boarding the plane, the moment I walked on, I always from the first time I've ever walked on a plane, I've always thought it was funny to, what's it called when you
trap dust.
I don't know why this fucking.
Yeah, let me trap you in here and myself with this shit air.
Oh, I've crop dusted in many plane aisles.
It's hilarious.
Yeah.
It's
My
super
farts are
funny.
kind of delayed to begin with. They stink like a motherfucker every time. But when it first comes out, it's cool. And then it settles in.
Oh, and
so
watching
gone.
everybody one by one start to realize what
yeah.
you did. Because I'm poor. I'll sit in the back. I've always had shitty seats on planes. So, I can just sit back far away. And then, so one time I was doing this, and I farted. I was getting ready for a lot of laughs. And then poop came out. And then I just shit myself while boarding the plane. So, I had to sit there in it. And whoever was sitting next to me and my brother, I feel so fucking bad for this.
Was it was like a smear, or you a full.
It was about half and half. It wasn't a full blown
Half
pants
and
full
half.
of shit.
Half
It was
and half.
it was bad enough that I had to get rid of the
A
evidence
half and half,
somehow.
like a diner coffee.
So when after a plane ride sitting in shit, when you got home, you definitely had pimples on the booty. Definitely.
Well, what happened was
an itch, a rash.
Yeah, diaper rash as a full-grown man.
I was like, I gotta get rid of the evidence, so I went to the bathroom
On the plane.
when the plane took off, and I was like, I'm gonna flush him out of the toilet, and that didn't work, obviously, because it's a fucking plane.
Yeah.
And I'm sure somebody got a notification somewhere that happened. Yeah.
So I don't remember, but my second best option was to just take my now wet, like half wet underwear
And blue.
and put them just back in my pants. And like not on, I just put them in my pants like I was hiding drugs. And then I flew the whole way home. And then when I got home, for some reason my bright idea was to hide them under my bed. And eventually my aunt that I lived with found them. And they're like, why didn't you just burn them or throw them away?
The airport bathroom when you landed. There's a
There's
million
so many
options.
things. That's the most justified like shaming I ever got as a kid from it.
I would have got a major separation of distance first chance I could from that. Just don't right in the
Drop
right.
as you walk.
Was there not a trash can in the airplane?
I wasn't
bathroom?
thinking. I
Or
don't
like
know.
the sick bag, or
I was
a number of
always a
things
dumb
you
kid.
can.
It's literally just
Any
three options off the top of his head.
things,
I would have
yeah.
left him in the bathroom. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Literally, I don't give a shit. I'll leave it here.
I didn't
Yeah.
want to
Oh no, they were in there when I went there. Pretty gross, huh? Whoever did that, gross.
Yeah, you walk out. Who left this shit in the bathroom?
Hey,
Yeah, you sit
who
down.
left these Spider-Man whitey tighties in here?
And you're wearing a Spider-Man t-shirt, Spider-Man backpack.
And
Who did
socks.
this?
You forgot to pull your pants back up, and your dick is just out.
Needed some underwear. Can't use these. Who's this? I have an embarrassing shit thing I'll make real quick. When I was like 10 or 11, we went to visit my brother. He was living in Georgia, and I had to shit real bad. And I went in the bathroom, and nobody. I was the only one there. They had all left to go do something, and I shit in the bathroom, and there was like hardly any toilet paper, and I needed more. It was like just a bad shit, and he had like made a big deal not to flush paper towels, but there's nothing, and I had shit.
What are you supposed
I'd
to
already
do?
Shit.
Yeah.
So I started wiping with paper towels, and I flushed them. It didn't clog the toilet, but when he came back like right as I was finished, and he could smell that I had just shit, and he's like, "I'm out of toilet paper. What'd you use?" And I was like, "I didn't need a wipe." I didn't know what to say. I was 11. I wasn't as good at lying. Then
It
as I am
was
now.
a no signature. So
Yeah, and he made me feel bad for that, and he like told my dad and like everybody, and everybody made me feel bad and made me feel like a real nasty piece of shit.
Like you don't
for
wipe
not
your pants.
wiping-
Like you don't wipe your
wipe
ass.
your shit, you
Yeah.
fucking disgusting idiot. And I'm like, I'm a disgusting idiot, but it's not what happened. I'm sorry.
I just don't want to tell you that I fucking flushed the paper towels down the fucking
Yeah,
toilet.
I thought that'd be easier just to be like, oh no, it was solid. I didn't need to wipe. It was fine. And they were like, ew, you disgusting piece of shit. They like almost made me sleep outside.
Like if you were an adult, they would have lynched you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our families are much more similar than I thought. By similar, I mean abuse. I got one poop story. I got one more poop story.
This is definitely gonna be the shit show.
You talk about your family about something I can talk about.
Brownstown.
We
Yeah,
can finally relate to Daniel.
the dirt road home.
Yeah, the mud road home.
About 4 years ago, my first or second time at a comedy club, because I did stand up just in Denton for a year, and my first time at Hyenas in Dallas, I was like, I'm gonna take a shit, and I went in there. I might have told you this story before.
Big mistake.
Big mistake. 'Cause I
Worst
got-
bathroom to shit in. Stall doesn't lock. Still,
Stall.
never has, never will.
does not lock.
Really?
Been walked in on. There's a bar right around the corner. It's so much better to shit in. Private stalls. It's great.
Yeah, go to Twin Peaks and shit, or go.
No, they're
to,
closed now. Go to whatever the Irish place is.
Yeah. Oh, I know. Yeah. Fuck.
Trinity Hall.
Trinity Hall. Yeah, guys, you're at Mockingbird Station. Just go to Trinity Hall and take a shit. Don't
Yeah.
get their stuff. Their servers are kind of cunts. But anyways, no, they're it's cool. I like that one.
Shout out Sandman. I know a guy named Sandman that works there. Anyway.
Yeah, that guy's good. But anyways, so I went to poop in there, and this just happened to be a really smelly shit. Like,
Just so happens the shit smells.
and in Hyenas in Dallas, there's the whole wall is just a big window. And I come out, and everybody's outside and staring inside the window. And it's just me, I'm the only person in there. And I go out, and then Brent Williams, really funny comic, goes, "Did you do that?" And I was like, what? He goes, it smells in there. And I go, I was pooping. He goes, that came out of your ass. And then I never pooped in a comedy club again.
Yeah, that's probably the worst place to want to take a shit after having a bunch of comedians come in there and make fun of you and all
Oh
that
my
shit.
god! Except for the Fort Worth Green Room, I'll shit constantly. In
Two trains of thought there. One, did you not courtesy flush? Have you never been to jail? Put some water on that shit, son. Yeah, that's what I do. I'm in public, or especially like somewhere like that. As soon as it's coming out, I'm flushing. I'll flush a few times.
I do it now.
The shit doesn't even stop. It goes straight into the pipes. It's done, like a fucking Wet n Wild slide.
Yeah.
The only public place I'll poop now is the Pavilions on Melrose in Hollywood.
I'll have to find that place and take a good
That's a good
pump.
place.
Hotels and shit on the highway, like just really like a Best Western, good ones. So I like to stop there.
That's good.
Be like, can I help you with a room? Like, yeah, there's a bathroom close by. Yeah, thanks.
So I've been holding it since Flagstaff. I like saying that no matter where in the country I am. I'm fucking
You're in
Chicago.
Flagstaff right now, sir.
But I left and came back.
This city's big.
It was a long walk. It's one of my goals is to shit in every green room that has a bathroom, and I have so far. But
Noticeably, so people know that you shit.
No,
It's a
just
dominance
it's a
thing.
personal thing.
Oh.
It's for you only. That's
in fact-
not for everyone.
Yeah, in fact, it's the opposite. I want no one to know that I've been here like a serial killer.
Nice.
Yeah, I want the paper to look the same, everything. I count how many squares are already hanging. I'm in there. I'm working.
You fit the profile.
Yeah, no, I don't, because I'm a serial killer. Let's move on to some true crime. Let's do our true crime section. Pause for the true crime music.
Time for crime stories, bitch.
I do this every week. We don't have
Yeah, that's never.
It's actually pretty.
Well, I got
It would-
5 more poop stories now.
That's my bucket shit.
I told my only poop stories.
You got more poop
That I
stories.
told
We
on
know
5
you do.
other podcasts.
We'll do another shit show with you. Bring you in.
All right, so headline says 480-pound woman charged with involuntary manslaughter after husband died while performing oral sex on her.
He eats her
Whoa.
out and dies.
An Ohio woman has been sentenced to involuntary manslaughter after her spouse was found dead minutes after he had performed oral sex onto her.
Pussy to die for.
Hey.
So this lady, Annabelle Gaston, 28, she's rather young.
Her name is Gaston, and she killed a dude with her pussy.
I guess you have to see how the story goes.
She gassed him up. I love puns.
She was arrested last year after calling 911 when her husband, Erwin Gaston,
Of course, thanks everyone.
yeah,
He's an explorer.
he had suffered from cardiac arrest while apparently being suffocated to death. Gaston told the 911 operator that he told her that she was sitting on his face and he was giving her oral sex, and then she realized that his skin had started to change color. She said, and I quote, "We were having sex. He started eating my pussy, and I was."
Well, hold on. I gotta say. You said at the beginning she's 480 pounds,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
And she was sitting on his face, and after 20 or so minutes, she realized he was changing colors.
She had to
Get
come.
off him!
Well, here is. Well, I'll let you read it.
It's a fetish. It's a fetish. It's a fetish for some guys. Well, no, listen. So, she said I was sitting on his face for like 20 minutes, and his legs turned greenish bluish color. And then she told 911 that she just was in horror, didn't know what was going on. Her lawyer, ironically, her lawyer's name, James Caan.
Yeah, from Godfather, right?
Yeah, what the
fucking
fuck?
Was it Sonny? What was his name?
I know it was you, Fred. No, it was
No,
Sonny.
no,
Yeah, it was
no,
Sonny,
yeah.
yeah. So he says that he hopes that they'll appeal and get 10 years and 6 months sentence, which was sentenced to her, overturned for reckless conduct instead.
20 minutes. How good of a husband is that? Go down on his fat wife for 25 minutes.
That's why I think that she's lying.
Okay.
I've tried to go down on a 250-pound lady, and it was not great.
Half the weight, not even half
Was
the
she
time.
sitting on your
right?
face though?
She offered to, and I was like, that
Express
sounds
like
like
a
a
pussy.
bad idea.
Yeah, halfway, half the time. That's the commercial.
Well, I'll tell you. Listen, I mean, if I ever have a pussy sitting on my face, I definitely don't want it to be full on, just fucking like comforted there, like it's gonna watch TV for a while. Like get some kind of a squat going, get a good balance. Do the
It's got
fucking
some
London
popcorn
Bridge. I
and a
mean,
soda.
I mean, you gotta get in a comfortable spot because once I give you the fucking pinch, like get the fuck up and out.
I'm claustrophobic.
I won't lie. I'll eat pussy for 20 minutes straight. I don't give a fuck.
Oh, you'll let her just total fucking
Not that
couch
size. I'm
sit?
sorry. Not that size. I'm not.
No, not even that. I'm saying you just let a woman just couch sit right on your face, sitting there like she's sitting on the couch.
For 69, yeah. Couch sit, I'll give you like 5 to 10.
What
You
the hell? A long time.
You get 2 minutes. You get 2-3 minutes.
Yeah.
To date. It depends. Also, it just depends how big you are. Like
Exactly. Yeah, I want to be comfortable too. I mean,
Yeah, you're like $1.25. You're like sit there all day. You know,
you're $1.25. I'll wear you like a hockey mask for a week. Don't give a shit. I've been trained to eat.
Luckily, my wife doesn't listen to this anymore. So.
Yeah. No, but seriously, all you girls out there that aren't listening, if you've ever like turned down a fat guy or friend zoned one, just take my advice. Let him eat you out. It's what he's been trained to do. You're gonna like it. He's gonna buy you dinners because he's gonna eat a lot.
If he wants to do
let
it,
him
let
eat you
him do
out.
it.
and he'll quit being so fucking fat if you.
You
just,
probably
if he
can't
gets
even
the pussy.
find his dick to fuck him anyway. So just let him eat you out.
You get to live and you get to walk in the shoes of a man. Just feel you getting off only. You know?
Exactly.
Well, here's something that happened. So, according to her lawyer, Erwin Gaston, this is what the woman had said. He liked to insert his head inside his client's vagina.
What?
Also,
What?
my
His
client
whole
warned.
hand inside?
My client warned him on multiple occasions that this was a dangerous practice, but he liked to do it, and she liked the feel of it.
Hold on. When she says it's a dangerous practice, I imagine her like in a pinstripe mobster suit smoking a cigarette like, you're playing a dangerous game, kid. As he's shoving his earlobes into her vagina.
How old
Oh
is
my
this
God.
man?
He's 31, she's 28. And I think that we had
How big is he?
I think we had a misconception about this because I think we were thinking that she was just sitting on his face while
Yeah.
he ate her out. No, they're into this kind of fetish
Oh my
where they
God.
stick shit in her, like here's head and fist.
She wasn't sitting on his face, she was sitting on his
Dude,
shoulders.
that's
He was
why-
inside living there.
That's
Yeah.
why I think there's something for abstinence. I
That's-
think there's something to it because that doesn't happen to married people.
That's how bad he wanted out of the marriage. He had to get in her to get out of the marriage.
Literally and figuratively.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So Franklin District Court Judge Henry Miller sentenced Annabelle Gaston to 10 years and 6 months. That was
It's enough time to lose some weight.
you would think. You know?
Or gain more. Double up.
To prove the prosecutor had showed the documents of this and that they were claiming that this was a fetish they were regularly into, the paramedics had been there before, and they said that this time and a previous time, it took at least 12 minutes to release this guy's head from inside her genitals before. Wow. So the paramedics were familiar with this guy, with having issues with.
That's the head pussy guy. Yeah, it's
It's the head pussy guy again.
Oh, Hot Pocket's back. I bet you'd rather have the ham and cheese one now.
So, in ending of the story, because there's always something else, okay? Erwin Gaston was also on record as being hospitalized last year, only weeks after the couple's honeymoon, after large amounts of fecal matter had entered his lungs during one of their oral anal intercourse sessions.
He put his head in her ass too?
How do you get to that point
Apparently so.
where
You get to the end of internet porn where you're like, not even gay dudes. I need something more.
What else can I do? Can I shove my head in a fucking woman's fucking pussy?
It's either start fucking kids or shove my head up someone's pussy. Those are the only two options left for me.
One doesn't get you beat up in public. The other one could get you killed from suffocation.
That's for the folks
You know
at
what?
home to decide.
Honestly, this whole thing could be solved with a snorkel.
Yeah.
I told you I fucking like Jeff, dude. This guy's fucking thinking,
Yeah,
man.
just a
Yeah.
porkle.
Yeah.
We just revolutionized the big lady pussy.
That's
game.
our startup, dude. We're
Yeah.
doing a startup.
Go ahead, we got a
Pussy
Kickstarter. Go to porkle.com. It's not what you think.
Watch what's on Sharks. Shark Tank.
Pork tape.
There you go.
Yeah. Wow. He was trying to get in her. I mean, like inside of something. Like, how do you? I'm with you. Like, how do you get that far where nothing gets me off, man?
Yeah.
Unless I get inside her. Oh, I like getting inside women too. No, I want to get inside her.
Maybe he had some sort of like a regressive kind of syndrome where he wanted to like regress back into the
Back into the womb.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet, dude. I bet there's something to
But a
that.
lady that big, there's too much pizza in there. There's no room for you.
Yeah, she's always shoving pizza in her pussy for some reason. Yeah.
I have to
She
say,
rolls it up.
I think that he strategic, or at least he thought strategically that he found a really good candidate to possibly do that with. I mean, who would be better than a fucking 500-pound woman?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, maybe it's just the illusion of being inside her. It could just be flaps, flaps like on the way in,
But it was warm and it had the the menstrual lining and all
It's
that.
still
stuff.
Like a
moist.
baloney headgear. Like a baloney helmet.
You got a baloney hat.
The
Yeah.
baloney helmet.
I can't imagine them being like,
Those are meat
Some
curtains.
baloney curtains, some baloney helmet, I got a
Do you
baloney
think
rug.
he like put on like a shower cap, or was he bald? Like,
What did his friends say?
You know what? I think that there was a photo of them.
Friends.
Like
Actually.
Erwin, the guy who put his head in his girlfriend's pussy.
Okay, so
he
you're-
was such a nice
Doesn't
guy.
answer a bunch
He's
of
so
questions
normal.
then. There you go.
oh my
Wow.
goodness.
And obviously we'll post this on the.
Yeah, we always say we'll post it, but we don't.
Looks like Gage.
Yeah, it does kind of look like Gage. It does. It's wow. Yeah, I wonder if
He
he
told me it was Gage. I believe it.
Yeah, it is. Gage.
I believe
God
it.
damn it.
Gage Irwin
That's
Guest.
why he quit our podcast.
Oh man, that was fun. Thank you guys for coming. Sorry if I was a little rude making fun of y'all, but I'm also not sorry because it was fun.
That was fun.
Glad you guys were here. Daniel Magden has a podcast, Reefer Sadness. You still doing that podcast, right?
Yeah, we're on break right now just because I'm not with my co-host in LA, but we're gonna start back up at the beginning of July. I got a whole new setup.
Tell us where we can find your stuff.
You can find Reefer Sadness is on all the shit, iTunes, Google Play, Spotify. You can follow me on just my name, Daniel Magden, is my Twitter and Instagram name because there's no other Daniel Magdens.
Is that Magden?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, sir. And then I have nothing else to plug right now.
And Jeff, what about you?
Listen to some of my music on Instagram at Jeff Eggs. That's pretty much it. You have
How do you
dates
spell
coming up.
Jeff?
Yeah, let's
Jeff?
get it-
Oh yeah,
spelling.
Geoff.
Because they were all about to put
Eggs.
Jeff.
Yeah, fuck you guys. Jeff, the way I spell it is the original way. Yeah, it's
Actually,
Geoffeggs.
it's Geeph.
Oh,
is how
yeah.
you spell it.
Fuck, Geef, I hate that guy.
It's Geoff Eggs.
And you said you guys are starting a podcast or thinking about, right?
Yeah,
What name might
Slam
this be?
Chowder.
Slam Chowder.
Slam Chowder.
That sounds like you guys are going to talk about pussy.
It is. It gets there.
Well,
It
fellas,
always-
we talk about puss.
Yeah,
Slam
yeah.
chowder. Oh, you get some slam chowder from that bitch?
But we do that with our pal Jeremy McKiernan, who is not here. So whatever mean things you want about him.
Fuck that guy.
And you guys will be doing this in California.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe you can have us phone in for an episode.
Absolutely.
Or something.
Yeah, of course.
Or maybe I can come stay on your floor for, I promise, just 3 weeks.
I like what he said.
This was the easier
The
one.
amount of comics who have genuinely asked that.
It's easier to say goodbye over the
No,
phone.
I'm genuinely asked. You just keep passing it off like I'm not genuinely asking. Still gonna show up. No, but also check us out. Facebook, you can find us. Just search The Open Mic Podcast, MIKE, like my name, and Instagram at The Open Mic Podcast. Anywhere you can find it, Spotify, YouTube, everywhere.
Like
I don't know what I'm
Daniel said,
telling you.
all the shit. It's not
Yeah,
all the shit.
I don't know what I'm telling you. If you're hearing this, all two of you already know.
That's
what
what I'm saying.
You should know where it is. Twitter, Open Mic 5000.
We just doubled.
Yeah.
Like you got both of our listeners will probably listen to your stuff now.
Oh, hell yeah.
Which is basically me and Jason. So
Yeah.
They're fucking excited about too. I'll be excited about too. That's good.
what's our Twitter, Jason?
I already said it.
Oh, you did? I zone out when everyone talks about me. So
Nobody listens on the show. How are they going to listen to the show?
I don't know. I'm doing this for practice in case someone hires me to do their podcast. But I don't. Have we even tweeted? Or when was the last
Oh,
time?
there's
we
tweets, man.
Is there?
Tweets are there. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Great. I'm sure they're great for them.
Yeah, I talk shit to celebrities. So,
Cool. So that's it. Bye.
see you.
Bye.